All right, y'all, it's always been a really good rule of thumb never to sneak up on a country boy. But you dang sure never want to sneak up on an armed country boy. Here's how it all went down. I was 22 years old. I had just gotten out of college. I went back down to Florida with my dad, and he had a real estate broker's license. He was practicing commercial real estate. We never touched houses or anything, just commercial stuff. And so I was fresh out of college, needed a job, didn't see anything else, hadn't picked up a guitar yet. So I was working for my dad. It was just me and him in the brokerage firm. We got a listing one day that was a huge warehouse building. That was like 20,000 square feet. But the kicker was it did not have electricity cut on yet. A lot of times when you first get a listing, it's transferring hands and the power just gets shut off. So this is kind of what happened. They send you in there as guinea pigs and you gotta go check the place out. You never had your heart thumping before? If you never have, go ahead and walk through an industrial warehouse building that's about 20,000 square feet in the pitch black. Let me know if you're on edge after that. You have to carry. Basically, from 22 years old on, every single day of my life I've been carrying. I highly recommend that you do the same. Here's what happened. It was dark inside. You really couldn't see around the corners at all. And you really couldn't tell if there were squatters in there or what, because we've had bad experience with that stuff before, with some people getting violent and people popping out, and it will scare the living hell out of you. However, all this stuff has always been in our outside property, so you kind of had an idea of where they were at beforehand. Inside, in the dark, different situation. We're walking through, and it's almost like one of these pop-up video games where you're going these like room-to-room video games, and you don't know when someone's gonna pop out. It's just, my dad said, son, unholster that gun, because a lot of these big buildings, you know, you could hear all kinds of stuff. You could hear a stray cat, you could hear a possum. All this kind of stuff is gonna make noise, and it will put you on a hair trigger's pull. Now let me set the scene. The building does not smell great. And the only light that we had was like this faint natural light that was coming through an air vent 35 feet up in the air, and it was spilling down onto the concrete below. That's really all we could even see. And it was very, very faint at that. My eyes were wide open, heart rate's probably at 160 BPM, and all you could hear was, in this huge building, was the click of my dad and I's cowboy boots on the concrete floor. All of a sudden, this guy pops out of nowhere down the hallway, and I'm grabbing my gun, and for the very first time in my life, I've got a gun pulled and pointed at a man. Never felt that before. My dad and I both just start yelling out all these kind of crazy commands. You know, put your hands up, who are you, what do you want? Kiss the dirt 3 times, drop your drawers, I don't know why. But just stuff that you yell while you think your life is on the line. So I've got a Kung Fu death grip on my 9mm, my hands are shaking, and all of a sudden, I see his hands go up. Good news is, there's no sign of a weapon anywhere, but all I can really see, because it's so dark inside this warehouse, is the silhouette of his body. My dad continues yelling at him like 21 questions rapid fire. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you want? Etc., etc. And all of a sudden, the man just yells, I'm sorry. I don't have an appointment. I just saw the sign outside, the real estate sign, and I just was wanting to see if I could come in and talk to somebody about buying this building. I holstered my gun. We all walked outside and apologized, and I did a really, really nervous, laughter and told him the specs of the entire building. Get this. He reached out and rescheduled the appointment for 3 days later, okay? He fell in love with the building. The power was turned on this time. He did his 60 days of due diligence, got his financing in order, bought the building, and to this day, he is the only one I've ever sold something to at gunpoint. He remains a close friend of the family and still likes to tell the story. I guess I had to buy the building because Buddy pulled a gun on me.